Let's get right into this review for Venom: The Last Dance. So this is officially, according to Tom Hardy himself, the third and final film in this Venom trilogy. And to start off, I love Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock, and I have to say that this version of Venom started to grow on me in the past two films, and I started to appreciate the chaotic chemistry these two characters shared on screen. And although the previous two films were far from perfect, and even disappointing at times with how characters like Carnage were utilized, I still found myself having a solid enough time with the previous two films to warrant me in giving Venom: The Last Dance a shot at the theaters. Now, having seen the film, was this finale a worthy send-off to the build-up we witnessed in Tom Hardy's portrayal as Venom? Unfortunately, no. I don't think it was. And the more I think about it, the more I realize something is just terribly flawed at the core of the past three films, which I was hoping would get patched up as more films came along, but alas, the final film is here and the narrative never really did get any better. I don't exactly know what it is, but it might have to do with the fact that there's no Spider-Man in this universe, and Venom's a character that thrives off of Spider-Man's existence. That, or the fact that the stories and dialogues presented in these films never did leave a strong impression and barely passed my requirements for what a decent film needs. And after witnessing this trilogy in its entirety, I have to say this entire series just comes off as dull and generic, and there's not a whole lot going on to get excited for with anything as the story progresses. Almost everything you witness on screen for this third film, whether it be the action, storytelling, pacing, or character build-up, literally all of it is just done so much better elsewhere among the superhero film lineups we already have. And look, I'm usually not one to complain about a superhero film needing to go above and beyond the popcorn flick calling. I personally love shutting my brain off while shoving popcorn in my mouth when watching action or superhero films. But I'ma be honest, Venom: The Last Dance isn't even worthy of being called a good popcorn flick. Everything that's incorporated into the story here just comes off as dangerously shallow. There wasn't a single scene in this film that I recall having any sort of real impact on me. Maybe just one or two scenes in this entire story that got a small emotional reaction out of me and nothing else. Like seriously, for a film that's a finale with Venom as the main character, I was expecting to go on a roller coaster of a journey with heightened impact in its conclusion. Instead, we end up getting a slow burner of a plot that doesn't feel anything close to what a finale should be. And even though this is considered the finale, we still get a future build-up in the core narrative and even a post-credit scene for a villain who I won't spoil here. And I truly despise that. Why does a finale need to have a build-up for something even bigger? Especially for a series in which we won't know until later if it'll be considered canon to the MCU or if they'll just pretend it never existed like the Eternals. Anyways, my final score for Venom: The Last Dance is 5 out of 10. It really was a disappointing time for me. Again, Tom Hardy nails his role here and there's something lovable about this version of Venom, but really everything else like the C-tier plot, the shallow side characters, and the action sequences that are somehow worse here than the first two films don't allow this finale to shine bright. But if you still want to watch it at the theaters, I don't think you're going to necessarily regret it. If anything, it's still a far superior time than Madame Web, which I know doesn't say a lot, but yeah, it isn't unwatchable unlike that. But it's also not a film that I'll remember for a long time. Sorry about the bad news I bring here for Venom: The Last Dance, and thank you for checking this review out until the very end. I'll have more reviews coming soon, and I already have a solid amount uploaded on this channel for other recent films, so make sure to check them out. I always appreciate your support, and until the next review, peace.